Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to another video. I hope you all have been well. You ain't even gotta say nothing. I already know. At this point, it's days after Ramadan. It's days after Eid. I already know. I'm late. But just to clarify, I kind of overestimated how much I would be able to do during Ramadan. Though I got the first 19 days out the way, though we had a couple days that were late. I think I did really well for my first Vlogmadan. But inshallah, if I'm blessed to be able to do next year's Vlogmadan and the years to come after that, we're gonna do videos every day for the first 20 days. And then after that, for the last 10 days, I probably won't post. And then on the last night, or like after Eid, I'm gonna post. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this style where we post a reflective video, or I don't know if I'm gonna like record all those days but just not upload it until the end of Ramadan. But yeah, I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to y'all and make y'all think that I'm gonna be able to upload in the last 10 nights, because as you can see, I was not able to. But I wanted to do this quick video because I couldn't just leave y'all hanging after you all really flattered me, went above and beyond, watched every single Vlogmadan day for those 19 was it 19 or 18 days, one of them like that. I need to show y'all some love and some appreciation. So for everybody who watched, whether you watch one, whether you watch all 18, thank you so much. I love you so much. You were so kind. You were so good to me. I pray your Ramadan was blessed. I pray your Eid was amazing. I really and truly honestly pray that Allah blesses you. But I just wanted to make this quick video because I still want to reflect, because those last 10 nights for me were miraculous. Like nothing big or like crazy happened, but just the feeling that I had in those last 10 nights was a feeling that I yearned for last Ramadan and even the Ramadan before that, and Allah gave it to me. So I just want to reflect on 10 things that I learned, 10 things that I thought about, 10 things that occurred to me in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So number one, I already talked about how tahajjud makes me, feel very connected to Allah. And tahajjud always seeks to remind me of something that I felt, and it's that Allah is always with me. Allah is always with me. Like no matter what hardship, no matter what's going on, Allah is always with me. And that's something that I felt in those last 10 nights. I'm talking about not even just at night. We call them the last 10 nights, but like all throughout the days, I just felt like Allah was right there with me, and he was listening, and he was hearing, and he was understanding, and he was really blessing me. Number two is really reflecting on the importance of the Quran. Like the importance of literally having access to Allah's words, to Allah's revelations, to all of the stories, and just all the wisdom, everything that the Quran has to offer. And I think this Ramadan, I was really blessed to reconnect with it, and I'm hoping that I'm able to maintain that. And not even for the sake of, because don't get me wrong, memorizing is great, wonderful. We're encouraged to memorize so we can reflect on the ayat, so we can say them in our prayers. But even just reading, having the reflective attitude of just going back and just reading again and again and again and again, and just discovering something new every single time, is something that we all should take advantage of more often than we do. Number three is studying the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, because I feel like when you are born Muslim, or when you've been Muslim for a really long time, you think you know everything about him. Like you think you have it set. You know his kid's name, his grandkid's name, his lineage, his mama, his uncle, his grandpa, his daddy. And it's like, there is always something to learn. There's always something to gain. There's always something, again, to reflect on by really reviewing the life of the Prophet ﷺ and really getting to know who he was, like his character. which is the #1 thing that we should be emulating, but also watching the things that he did do, in addition to watching the things that he didn't do, watching the way that he cared for his family, that he cared for himself, watching how selfless he was in everything that he did. It's just so much to learn, so much to learn. #4, and it's something that I definitely struggle with. I struggled with this Ramadan, and I struggle with a lot, is being better to my family, being better to our families. Like everyone else, your family can get under your skin, can rub you the wrong way, in a way that nobody else can. And when you add on top of that, I'm fasting, people are making noise, people are home a lot more, people want you to worship the way that they want you to worship, and they're not respecting your worship, and everything like that. But really understanding the wisdom behind it and the importance of being good to your family. And that's why Islamically, your family has rights over you. Before Allah asks you about your friends or your community or any of that, he's going to ask you, how are you with your family? How are you with your parents, with your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, and all of that? So though it was a struggle, I definitely became aware of some of the way that I struggle with my family, and things that I can do to make that struggle easier for me, and ways that I can genuinely just be better to them, just be kinder and more compassionate, and just all of these things to my family. It's definitely an uphill battle. It is not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is easy, but you know, we hope and we pray. The 5th thing that I learned and I reflected on during the last 10 nights of Ramadan is really spending more time out in nature, and just how connected that makes me feel to Allah. And really what Islam is all about is mindfulness. Mindfulness. There are some people that walk in this earth that don't think about the plants that they're smushing. They don't think about the animals that may be in their path. They don't think about how littering affects the other animals and the other beings, and how the car they drive and the house they own and all of these things affect all these other beings that are on the planet. And I feel like as a Muslim, mindfulness is promoted so much. I think this is #6, right? Yeah, the 6th thing that I thought about on the same theme of mindfulness is in relation to food. Now, you guys know I've told you before that I'm on it's not a diet. I only eat meats that are certified halal zabiha, and it's to the point now where I've been doing it for so long where literally people will think it's no big deal, like as long as you're not eating pork. But when I tell you, if I mistakenly have something that is not certified halal zabiha, I will know, and it will literally make me sick. And I did not realize how mindless, I'm not going to say non-Muslims, but how mindless people can be with their eating, until, you know, you'll ask people like, oh, where did you get this meat from? And they'll be like, oh, the supermarket. And you'll be like, okay, but what brand? And they'll be like, I don't know. I just went and I just saw the pack of meat and I just picked it up and I bought it. And as a Muslim that was privileged enough to grow up in a Muslim community, a Black Muslim community at that, you know, we're checking the back of candies and the back of sweets, and we're only going to the halal butcher shop, and you could go pick out a goat and they'll kill it for you right now. You can go home tonight and cook it. You know, you can watch them grind up your sausage and your hot dogs and all of that. And it made me be even more mindful, because though I'm strictly doing halal zabiha, with a lot of other things, especially with eating out, like if they have a halal zabiha sign, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna eat it. But then, even though it may not be non-halal, non-zabiha, it's still trash. It's still trash. So I just want to be more mindful in my eating, more greens, more veggies, all types of things like that. The 7th thing that I reflected on is, and I think I talked about this in one of my Ramadan reflections in one of these Vlogmadan days. I have a lot of anxiety surrounding reaching a point in my life where I won't have any friends, nobody will like me, nobody will love me. Like, I'll just become a nobody. And the only thing that makes me feel better about that is remembering there's never been a single millisecond of my life from the moment I was born up until this point in my life right now. There's never been a single millisecond in my life that I was loved by absolutely no one. Never in my life. Never. And it may have been times where I pissed my family off, I pissed my friend off, everybody's upset with me, nobody is really loving me right now. But even in that moment, Allah still loves me. So from the moment I was born up until my almost 25 years right now, there's never been a single fraction of time, there's never been a single fraction of a second that I have gone without love. So why would that start now? Why would that start now? Why would that be something that Allah would subject me to at this point in my life? Not to say that there's no possibility that I can't be tested with love, because that's very possible, or be tested with the lack of love, but that's not something that I feel like is very productive for me to worry about, because it's not a situation that Allah has ever put me in. And Allah knows the type of person I am. I need love, need it 24/7, 365. So Allah knows. Allah knows, and I'm confident in the fact that Allah is going to take care of me. The 8th thing that I reflected on is it's coming. It's coming. That's all I keep reminding myself. As y'all know, I'm a worry wart. Those du'as that I made the first day of Ramadan, the second day of Ramadan, I expected them to be answered. And that's not to say that Allah is not working, because there's du'as that I made in that month that were answered in that month. But also trying to teach myself to have the patience to wait on what I asked Allah for. And having to constantly remind myself, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. That's all I keep saying to myself, it's coming. Relax, Nadira, calm down. Wait a minute, it's on its way, calm down. Coming. The 9th thing that I reflected on a lot during this month is the next generation of Muslim children. And I was thinking about this in the last 10 nights because I went to the masjid and I got to see like all of the people that I grew up with, because I haven't seen them in a long time. Well, not all of them, but most of them were there. And we were all inside together praying. And this is a masjid where the elders would, when we were younger and it was Ramadan, you know, the masjid is a social place, right? So when you come there, of course, to pray and all of this, but also to talk, to see people, to associate with people, all of this. So when we used to be outside, we come there to talk, to see people, we best dressed, kiki, chop it up, and the elders would come outside and yell at us. But reflecting on it now, I see that having that time to be outside of the masjid greatly affected and improved and was along our journey to now being the type of Muslims that we are. To now being every single person, if they're still practicing, if they're still Muslim, the same people I was outside of the masjid with talking when we were teenagers, all of us are inside praying now. All of us are inside praying now. And I really make dua for those of us that really internalize how the elders spoke to us, because many of them don't practice anymore, or if they do practice, they don't come to the masjid anymore. They don't have any sense of community or support. And may Allah bring them back and bless them to find that community. Ameen. But I could only imagine how much further we'd be if we would have been properly and efficiently supported in that time. And that also made me think about the best thing we can do for Muslim children is to release them from the expectations that we have of them, because these expectations are not rooted in genuinely wanting them to have a good Islamic experience as a child, or genuinely teaching them how to build a relationship with Allah, or what does it look like to be a Muslim, or all of these things, or reaping the benefits. We just want to have kids to show off, and you're beating a child because you want them to be a hafiz by the time they're 7 years old, which is not a bad thing, but you are greatly affecting and hindering them on their journey of being a Muslim, because we have these unrealistic adult-like expectations of them. And that's not to say that, you know, they can't excel in Islam, that they can't be hafiz, they can't be learned and all of these things, but it has to have its limits. For example, I have a little brother. You already know, he's 12. He's 12. Alhamdulillah, because he is going through puberty, he fasted full days this year. Last year, I think we gave him a couple days off, or we let him do a couple half days. This year, he's on it. Alhamdulillah, to our knowledge, he did every single day, which is a big deal for a 12-year-old. But I'm not going to expect him to finish the whole Quran in Ramadan. I'm not going to expect him to come down here and dhikr 1,000 times. I'm not going to expect him to do all of these things. Why? Because he is still a child. And these are expectations that I would have on someone that has the wisdom, that has the knowledge, that has the understanding, and that is at a much more mature place. My brother is not there yet. And if I place these expectations upon him and he does not meet these expectations and he is punished for that, that's going to affect his relationship with Allah. Because you never know what type of way that Allah is connecting with this child, even in childhood. But when you expect them to do all of these other things, now it's iffy. Now it's iffy. Now they're looking at it like, oh, Allah doesn't love me, Allah doesn't like me, nothing is good enough, da 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 da. And that creates a certain anxiety within their Islam, to the point where they get older and instead of having that anxiety, they decide not to worship at all, not to practice at all, not to be Muslim at all, because they cannot handle the anxiety, you know. So I was thinking about that a lot. And the last thing I reflected on is gratitude. Is gratitude. I left this Ramadan feeling so grateful. There is not a single cup that Allah did not fill. And I can't even really say much more than that, because I know I'm gonna ramble. But feeling grateful for everything I have, what I don't have, what I am, what I'm not. Feeling grateful for Allah just being Allah and just making things happen in my life. Feeling grateful for everything that He did not allow to happen in my life. And just feeling so excited to have a life ahead of me. And I hope that you all felt the same and were able to have the same experience. And I just want to say to you now, no matter what happened, what didn't happen, what you didn't do, what you did do, what you could, what you couldn't, what you wouldn't, what you would, I'm so proud of you for finishing out this month strong. There's not a single deed that you did that Allah did not notice, and inshallah He wrote down those blessings for you for everything you did, no matter how big, no matter how small. And I hope you're proud of yourself, because despite ailments, despite pregnancy, despite not being able to fast, family issues, work issues, not having the money, not having the resources, despite any adversity that you may have been facing in your life, you did it. And I love you so much, and Allah loves you so much. You are worthy and you are deserving of this Ramadan, because if you weren't, Allah would not have allowed you to see it. Okay? Point blank, period. And I pray that Ramadans only continue to get better for you. I pray that Allah blesses you to see many more Ramadans. And I pray that if this was written to be your last Ramadan, I pray that it was your best Ramadan. I tried to vlog for you guys on Eid Day. That did not go very well. However, I do have a little snippet of the day. So yeah, I'm going to insert that here for you guys. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see now that Ramadan and Eid have passed. I do have a couple videos that I took before Ramadan that I'm going to upload. But I can't thank you guys enough for tuning into my first Vlogmadan. I'm so happy to have gotten that out the way. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in so many other videos. Give me ideas, because I need them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.
What's today?
Big body night in Spider Mega High.
Don't do that. What's today?
Today
It's Eid.
is Eid al-Adha.
Eid al-Adha. We're done the fasting.
My toes screaming.
Yes, you see mine screaming.
Screaming.
But you know they look cute, so I keep on. I keep on.
Hello lovelies, Eid Mubarak. I tried to make an Eid vlog and I'm not very good at it. Is that a bug under my dress? Let's check frantically. It is not, and Allah is the most merciful. So yes, I tried to make an Eid vlog, but I was so wrapped up in seeing everybody and talking to everybody and speaking to everybody. My face is oily. So yeah, I've just been living the life. Eid Mubarak to you all. I pray you all are enjoying. I'm gonna try and remember to turn on my camera for the rest of the day, but we'll see.